Hi, my name is Inta Mitterbach, and I am the Executive Director of World Center Place Incorporated and the founder. The organization is a nonprofit. It was founded in 2009 as a global geographic research organization to promote the interest in geography and global issues, world issues actually, with Concept 197 nations and territories in mind. The organization provides articles and book reviews, brochures, description sheets, diagrams, census reports, climate studies, crisis studies, cultural adversity and diversity reports, such as war zones and POWs, economic profiles, environmental case study reports and comp sheets, geosocio studies, geographic area journalistic reviews, audios, photography, presentations, and videos, atlas, compound computation, statistics, and on a basically taking a look at a per person per nation and ranked basis, so that, for example, you would know how many trees per person there are in each country or around the world, and if you need to know that, and whether or not there's an exaggerated sense of issue there, or if it is a real issue you need to be seriously concerned about. Geographic articles and critical reviews, geographic issues, storyboard diagrams, cartography, GPS-generated maps, geographic survey compilation reports, ghost town marketing and development, taking a look at ghost towns and seeing if they can be developed, and taking a look at area studies in terms of ghost towns and information about those. Concept 197 feasibility studies, for example, NASA Global, and whether or not that is an idea that should be pursued after conducting a feasibility. That's my dissertation plan for my PhD, is the feasibility of NASA Global 197, and using a United Nations model of 197 students to get the input from around the world, and whether or not there should be a NASA micro center in each country. There are planetariums, for example, and space installations all over the world that are not just USA. A lot of countries have them. And it would be taking a look and seeing whether or not, for example, the postal system is globalized, whether or not NASA should be globalized as a space government organization like a postal system that is globalized. So there's that, and nature studies and campaigns, neighborhood profiles, disaster studies, earthquakes, pollution, operating procedures, instructions and manuals, product development for proactive global solutions to national level problems, for example, trinational solutions. During my lifetime, one of the issues was Ethiopia and some of the problems they have, and of which I became familiar with or aware of some of those. And so during my MBA, which had a concentration in global management, I looked at Ethiopia and some of their problems and whether or not there were any business solutions that could address their problems, and how you can tie in a multinational approach to problem solving using multinational teams to assist a country like Ethiopia that may have special situations that require help and assistance that a team could provide the assistance for. So there's that, and then field studies, articles and reviews, research proposals, environmental risk assessment and budget resource triaging, earthquakes and chemical spills, for example, and prioritization. Like triaging, if you had an earthquake situation, you've got 3 cities, and you have to figure out whether or not you're going to assist which city. You have limited resources. It might be economic resources, it might be, depending on what your resources are, you have limitations, and you're actually triaging situations. And in the United States, the situation with, and it's true around the world too, because you have basically ethics issues where you take a look at medical ethics is for the benefit of mankind, and that's true with a lot of things. And when you're looking at disasters, for example, if you have national disasters, you have local disasters, at no time can you allow any injury or compromise anyone to any situation of which you would not shut down for example, a chemical spill area that might, you would need to make sure, for example, I think on television we've seen programs about waste dumps that become real problems that are evacuated, and then those areas are cleaned up. And at no time is anyone ever to be subjected to any harm or compromise. And looking at situations nationally or locally or globally in which assistance is needed and or can be provided. And also some of those ideas are environmental ideas that people can come up with and generate to assist, even on an individual basis, things that can be done to assist on a global basis. Watershed inventories, that's another. A lot of these reports are actually things that were done at the undergraduate level. Studies and research papers that are all done now as work through World Center Place, watershed studies and watershed inventories. That was one of the major projects done during the undergraduate work at the University of Akron for the bachelor's in geography. And that's a major work, and those can be done, watershed inventories, watershed studies can be done not only locally but all over the world. And geographic marketing prospecti, handout sheets, newsletters, newspaper articles, internet pages, regional area reviews, and transportation system studies. And again, one of the things that I just did recently as far as transportation system studies go, and it's just, I think it's like a 5-minute video I posted online having to do with pilot's licenses, and whether or not you thought about getting a pilot's license and flying locally, flying domestically, flying globally, and whether or not you're taking a look at the world with a global perspective. When you thought about going to get your pilot's license, for example, did you think about what kind of languages you need, or what kind of flying you're going to be doing, or where the airports are? Do you know all the airports? Do you know all the laws? Do you know all the languages? Do you know all the rules? Do you know all the, there's just looking at it in a 197, with concept 197, nations and territories, in each case, if you're looking at business and trying to start a business, and whether or not you're going to look at that on a local basis or on a national basis or on a global basis. So, anyway, World Center Place. If you need more information, you can reach me by telephone. It's 216-712-7594. That's not the official business phone, but you can reach me. Again, it's 216-712-7594. You can reach me by phone for information. The official, there is an official website, and that is worldcenterplace.org, www.worldcenterplace.org, and the official email address is info, I-N-F-O, info@worldcenterplace.org if you need to send correspondence. And I do have a mailing address that can be used. You can find that on the website. You can find the mailing address. That can be used also, but I do not yet have. We do not yet have an official place of business. It's in the works. It's the ideas are all established. It's just a process of making it happen. But anyway, thank you. That's just a few minutes there. I guess a few minutes to tell you about World Center Place Incorporated. And I think that's at about 9 minutes now. So thank you very much.